Polonius' advice to his son, William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, a legend in the ocean of English literature, is hailed as not of an age but of all times. He was born in Stratford-upon-Avon on 23rd April 1564. William Shakespeare, the greatest writer in English, was a poet and a playwright and an actor. His works include 38 plays, 2 narrative poems, 154 sonnets, and a variety of other poems. The prolific writer's poetry remains popular even today. He was popularly referred to as the Bard of Avon. The present poem is a part of Shakespeare's popular tragedy Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 3. Polonius is the chief counselor of King Claudius. His son, Latus, is about to leave for France to join a university. It is then that Polonius offers him his blessings and many pieces of advice. Polonius reveals his desire to be a sincere father who is concerned about the welfare of his son.
There, my blessing with thee, and these few precepts in thy memory. Look thou, character, give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought is act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar.
Polonius renders his blessings to his son to bid his son goodbye, and asks him not to forget his advices. He advises him how to behave with integrity and practicality. He teaches him to think before he acts, restrain from taking quick decisions. He advises him to keep his thought to himself and treat people with respect and equality.
Those friends thou hast, at their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. But do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new-hatched, unfledged comrade.
Polonius advises his son Latus to keep his old friends, however, to be careful about making new friends. He encourages Latus to strike friendship with others, but cautions him to distinguish between a true and a false friend.
Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear it, that the opposed may beware of thee. Give each man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment.
Polonius exhorts his son to avoid fights. However, if a conflict is inevitable, he would fight boldly, that he should put fear into the opponent. He also wants his son to hear patiently what others say, but not necessarily follow the advice. He advises his son to listen more than talk.
Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy. Rich, not gaudy, For the apparel oft proclaims the man, and they in France of the best rank and station are of the most select and generous chief in that.
Polonius advises his son to dress richly, but may buy expensive clothes, but the clothes not look gaudy. He says that dressing speaks about a person's dignity and character.
Neither a borrower nor a lender be. For loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry.
Polonius' most famous piece of advice is not to lend or borrow money. Lending leads to loss of money and misunderstanding among friends.
This above all, to thine own self be true. Then it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not be false to any man. Farewell. My blessing season this in thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord.
The time invites you. Go, your servants tend.
Above all, Polonius advises his son to be true to himself and observe the truth by day or night in all circumstances, that no man can point out against him. Thus, the poem shows Polonius more as an anxious father than a practical counselor, who advises his son to be humble, good, and dignified.